Welcome to Israelite Thoughts. And today we're going to talk about our thoughts on the movie Black Panther. I mean, it was a really big movie and everything. And today my guests are Minister Donna of Atlanta and
Hello.
Christopher.
How's everybody doing?
Let's start off with this, guys. The big question in the room, Killmonger or T'Challa? Who are you picking? What side?
I think in this movie, I think it's interesting that the dynamic between the antagonist and the good guy, the main guy, Black Panther, is the backstory for Killmonger is kind of it's relatable. You kind of understand where he's coming from. It's not just like he's not just like a typical evil villain. He's not just I just want to take over the world. I want the water supply. It's not like he actually has something that he wants to do that transitions into makes it more relatable for us as people in the United States, as Black people in the United States, anyway.
I agree with that. I think his story is you have compassion for the character, being that his father got killed. He was on his own at a young age, so you really kind of, in a sense, kind of root for him to kind of turn back over to the good side. I know I was at the end, so that was quite unique to have that, to have compassion for the antagonist. I agree.
Yeah, I think Killmonger is rivaling some good villains. He's almost rivaling how the Joker was, with the Dark Knight, because he's such a great villain. It makes you kind of root for him in a way, and at the same time, he's I guess he's a bad guy. He kill people for no apparent reason at times. I mean, you don't agree with him, but you see where he's coming from.
In so many respects, this film has messages that are just really so relatable to our community because, we see a lot of what happens, whether it be in the inner cities or not, where, folks are just trying to survive. And sometimes they have to resort to things that are not always in their best interest or in the best interest of others that look like them, but, they have to survive. It's like everybody has a backstory, that is not always apparent, from sight, you're looking in the face, but there's a reason that got him to that point. And having that backstory, you have compassion, but at the same time, you look at some of our people and you kind of feel the same way.
So y'all picking Killmonger?
No, I'm picking T'Challa, definitely. I'm just saying I have compassion for Killmonger.
Yeah. I'll definitely choose. I think what's also interesting about Black Panther and what's the main guy's name? T'Challa? That's his name?
Yeah.
Just because I used to read Black Panther, the manga, when I was not a manga. I don't know what I say manga.
Manga. This ain't anime.
I think it's interesting just how it kind of relates to Israel in a way. So basically, you have Wakanda, right? And Wakanda, they have their own deity. So they had the vibranium that came down. So they have this power that's in a certain place, and they built a community around this power. And there's whatever deity that came with that, which is the Black Panther. It's kind of their own deity. It's every tribe that's in Africa, they have their own kind of deities where they will have to go through a certain trial in order for them to become the Black Panther or whatever animal the deity comes to them as. Each tribe has their own god. They have their own thing. You have to earn the rite of passage in order for you to become the actual chief. It's inherited to you in a way because you have to be royalty in order for you to become a Black Panther, but you still have to earn it. You got to go through the trials. You gotta earn it. And I think that's interesting, just how that relates to Israel and how the whole idea about there being one God. There is one true God, but there definitely is everybody. There's different cultures and they have their own gods as well. The notion that there's only one God and we're all serving the same God is something that's incorrect. I found it interesting when I was looking at the movie, kind of me thinking back of the origins of Wakanda and Black Panther. I made that connection there.
I would choose Killmonger. And the reason why I choose Killmonger, because you don't care. And at certain times, you get certain instructions, you need a person like Killmonger who just doesn't care and get the job done. T'Challa, he has a good heart at times, and sometimes that will get away of his own self. But with Killmonger, he had a certain goal, this impossible task. This man went to MIT, Navy SEALs. He went to special forces. He went through all that stuff just to get almost like 2 days in Wakanda.
Right, but I mean, his whole premise, the reason was based on the backstory, though. His hurt as a child propelled all of that. So it's like the foundation of him wanting to be a leader, who I think it's dangerous when you're a leader like that, because to me, you want a leader that has a level head, that can think of the big picture and not so much all about vengeance. Like, you have to have, layers and to be able to meet the needs of your people and then expand beyond that. And I think, again, because of that backstory, that hurt, that fuels all of his, accomplishments towards trying to gain his title.
It kind of reminds me of like being Israel, like you know certain things, like you do certain things, like like when they ask like, who are you? Like, are you not from here? And like you pull under his lip. It's kind of like how we will do like okay, who are you? What God do you serve?
Mm-hmm.
And he go through all these different things, and when we see newcomers, they go to like they study like some of them might be like studying like Hebrew Israelites, they might be study all different types of religions and stuff like that, and then ultimately come to here, and like a certain voice been telling them the whole time just to come to here, right? And then just found it. It is interesting, it's really cool. It's really cool, like comparison.
The movie was very cool as far as the messages it brought back, and there was a lot of things that you could pull from it that relate to Israel, and as they would say, I'm the son of such and such, and then to me, like, instead of holding your lip and showing the little Wakanda stuff that you're a part, when we know the name of our God, to me that's kind of like that knowing of who we are, right? So I did enjoy those subtle messages that reminded me of Israel. But I must say that the part that was, stopping me from giving this movie a 10 was the ancestral worship and all the pagan culture. But, it is what it is.
They just like Killmonger. They're still lost, They don't have any guidance. Any more comments about that? Any more, like, anything to add or anything?
No, my vote is T'Challa.
Chris?
Yeah, I'll stick with T'Challa as well.
Man, it's because he won the fight. It's cool. He won the first fight, though. Killmonger won the first fight. He beat him bad. Okay, so, yeah, I had a feeling he's going to beat him up pretty bad, too, bro. So, do you guys think this is an important movie to women and like women's rights? Because you see, like in the movie, like all the warriors and stuff, all the elite warriors, they're all women, and like you have like you have so many like strong women like in the movie at one time.
Well, I mean, for me, like I said, there was a lot of messages in this movie, and to me, that was a powerful one, because it just, to me, was symbolic, not that the men couldn't fight or we didn't have warriors. It was just symbolic of how we can work together and how women can be that supportive role for our man and leadership. And, when you, again, look at the history of the Black woman, there's so many times that we've had to step into that role, from, the midwives during the days of Moses to, all the way up through history. I think I mentioned this to you before, Cameron, like with the Black Panther Party and civil rights during those times where, the women had to hold things down because our men didn't have access to jobs or what have you. And then when you also look at it from, a spiritual side, whether it be Christianity or Islam or whatever, Black women tend to be the majority in the organization as well. So work needs to be done. It needs to be done, whether you're male or female, it has to get done to advance the nation. But it was beautiful to see that support network, the leadership of women, which we, proudly endorsed and encourage in our nation. It was nice to see on film.
Let me add something before I forget. I want to say it first. So, my favorite part, one of my favorite parts of the movie is when I forgot her name, but like she's a general of the Wakanda, right? Her lover was another like commander or something of rhinos, right? And he asked, "So would you kill me?" And she was like, "Well, for for Wakanda, yes." And like all of a sudden he just put his arm down and took a knee. I'm like, yo, a power of a woman, yo. Like stop a whole
Right.
attack just because he doesn't want to kill a
Exactly.
woman. It is so funny.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts too, is when the rhino stopped and kind of licked her, like. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I mean, also was, she's fighting for something that's way bigger than themselves. I feel like everybody in this movie was, a lot of things were in stake. It was a whole community that was at stake, and I think even the roles that the women played in the movie was, it's important, and it translates into real life, and it's about the role that's played, and also I think it's important to note that the men in the movie as well, they weren't intimidated by the women either. They understood their role, and it complemented each other.
They were equals.
That need to have everywhere he went. He made sure he had women with him because he really do it by himself. It's kind of about the community that's there, and it's important for everyone to respect each other and respect each other's roles and everybody's abilities to get the job done, and that trust was there, and that's why they thrive.
Well, yeah, that's pretty good point, Chris. Yeah, it's cool how they see each other as like they're on the same level, but at the same time they're not equals. They're men and women. I think that's a important thing to note.
And I also want to say, it was beautiful not only to see the naturalness of it, from their hair to having dark skinned women in the forefront, which is a lot of times rare in Hollywood. So some of those barriers were just kind of blown out with just those little tidbits, because it's nice to kind of see yourself on screen once in a while in a positive light.
Yeah, to add on to that, I mean, like in our culture, there's so many different there's so many different shades of color. Like it's all about the truth at the end of the day, and like we always want to see the actual people or like relative to that area. So if you have kings of Egypt, we don't want to see no white people kings in Egypt. There are no white people in Egypt. It's hot outside. That makes no sense. So like in Wakanda, there need to be Wakandans. Like like there should be no confusion.
And you're so true, and the key thing is, it's really not a matter of color. It's really a matter of truth. If you're telling a story, you want to be authentic to the story. So tell it, like it is, because we all know, like even now, there's a new movie coming out, Samson, and it's not the right depiction at all, right? So it was nice to see the authenticity, of that region of people, as such.
Representation matters, guys. You got anything to add to that, Chris?
No, I mean, yeah, the truth stands by itself regardless, even if the truth was that, Samson was white, then, it doesn't matter. It's not even about the color at the end of the day. It's about the truth at the end of the day. Even about God and how people talk about, well, what if God was a woman, or what if God was, white, and all these different, alternative theories, and it's really just the truth in itself. And regardless of what the God of Israel looks like, the fact of the matter is, He's the one who created heaven and earth, and He chose the particular people, and it's the truth sits by itself.
Okay, so my next question for you guys: do you guys think, because of the success of the movie Black Panther, do you think we'll get more movies like this? Like movies just like this, like seeing more of us in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I think with this movie you can see how Black people in America just control the demographic. Like if we really come together, we really steer what's culturally what's popping in America. We really do steer that, and this is a great example of that. And when we come together and we support something, we often it's like this Black Panther movie. I think it's like the highest for the debut. It's the highest ever, or like the top 3 or something like that. Something crazy, like almost $300 million. And we went all out for this movie. We went out, and I'm in New York City now, and I saw everybody on the train. Everybody came in dressed out, and it was good to see us together in unity for something positive. Something like nobody got shot, no police brutality or protests, all that stuff. It was just something positive, and we went out. We had a good time. I think it was great, man.
Yeah, and I feel I agree that there will be more movies like it, absolutely. And the reason why is uh, the systems that are in charge, the only thing that speaks to change is when you hit them in the pockets economically or fear. And when I say that, I mean that from the sense that, in our history, the only thing that really changed when we would boycott, right? The bus boycott hit them in the pocket, so they had to change things, right? When someone comes and does a mass shooting at the school so many times and the children stand up, okay, now we're thinking about changing gun control. So I think when it comes to either economics or fear, those are the things that kind of move the radar and stick one side or the other. And I think this is going to move it forward to the point where you will see another Black Panther or more Black Panthers, and you'll see more movies that will speak to not only the demographic, because it's just not white people, Black folks looking at this movie. It's worldwide selling out. So I definitely think it will be something that we'll see more of. And I don't know if it's going to be just a trend or continue. I'm hoping that it'll continue, but certainly it will be more of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's gonna be more movies like this, because like y'all just say, like everybody and their mama ain't gonna watch this movie, So like, okay, so what do you guys like overall thoughts of the movie? What do you guys like? What's your favorite parts of the movie? I'll just say that.
My favorite part?
Yeah.
I gotta think.
I know for me, like I feel like I have to watch it again because the first time I was watching solely for entertainment and not so much with a critical eye because there's so much. It's so good and it was good. I feel like I have to watch it again to even kind of give it that more critical eye to say what, because I like the whole movie. I like the messages that it brought forth. And, even today when my husband and I, we took our children to a science and technology museum, right? And we went into this presentation where you're kind of like in a movie theater. They were introducing you to the planets and black holes and all that, right? So you're looking at the beauty of the God of Israel's creation, and then they show the folks that researched and got all the facts about this creation being Gentile Europeans, right? So you think about what messages is that sending to my child. Now I have to go back after the movie, go and teach them that, the Gentile Europeans didn't come into, enlightenment until the 1800s. How do they know about the mysteries of our God's creation, right? You have to always reteach. With this movie, I didn't have to go back. The only thing that I had to reteach about was the ancestral worship, and that's easy. They understand there's one God and we don't worship the dead. But it was so nice that I have to reteach and have them walk out with something, that they can relate to and be proud of, that was positive, inspiring even.
Well, one of my favorite parts was the fight scene with Killmonger T'Challa. The first one, that was dope. that was dope. Also, I like the gorilla guy, the king of the gorilla, when he said, when he said, yeah, be quiet before I feed you to my children. This point,
he was hilarious. He was one of the breakout characters, the king of the gorillas or whatever.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his character. He was funny. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I liked his character too.
Yeah.
He's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I like this Mr. Cute system.
I did too. Same here. So it was like even the folks that weren't the stars, still in some way, everybody had a space, to really shine. And it was a beautiful movie to watch. Like, and even to your point, Kevin, about the fight scene, to me, from the beginning to the end, it was like nonstop. I was engaged the whole time. It wasn't like a dull moment. So that's another part that I really enjoyed about the movie. When the whole topic came up about just kind of Wakanda, you can't just worry about yourself. You got to think about the world. And what do you guys think about that, how it relates to Israel? Like, of course, we have to take care of our own, but if we're to be a light to those who are, blind, of course we're open to teaching nations. But I just wonder, like, did you guys ever think about that kind of perspective as to how that relates to Israel as well?
Well, yeah, when he started doing outreach and stuff, and like they can really like destroy whatever country they want to, similar to like like it's funny, it's almost identical, except we don't have all the fancy tech. Like we can go to any country and build it up as we already did. United States and via Egypt, and I ain't gonna go all the other countries, and we like we can do whatever we want with our country, but for some reason we decided not to. We decided our people lost. We decided to be disobedient.
Right, because that's the thing, though. Like, when we deal with other cultures, we end up trying to follow them and we turn away from our God, right? So that's kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, with that whole idea, I feel like, we kind of, Israel did go through a phase where they were kind of, I don't know, they didn't want to share. They understood the value that they had. They understood what they had, and they didn't want to share it with anybody else. Like, I remember stories, and you would read about people coming, migrating. They would come with disease or whatever. They would come to see the priesthood in Israel, and they will come and they will just be like, "Oh, what's the name of your God?" And be like, "Oh, you don't even know the name of our God. Just go to that river, dunk your face in there 7 times, and get out of here."
Right.
We went through that phase, but then it's kind of hard for you to do that because it says that your name is going to be exalted amongst the earth. Like, everybody's going to know about your name. And the God of Israel, he's a great PR person. He knows how to make his name stick. When you talk about him, it's just like you talk about all the great things he did in Egypt. You go to Jericho, all these things that the God of Israel has his name has been attached to. And people migrate towards that. People see that, and I think it's important. The whole idea of Wakanda, they understood what they had, and they built a community around that. And people, they want to be a part of that, and I think that comes with the process. That's a part of the process that is, we're supposed to be the head and not the tail, but we've got to work on ourselves.
Could you relate to his hesitation to want to do that, though? Because I can.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I definitely can. I'm even like that now. Certain pieces of information, I don't tell everybody because I'm just like,
exactly
on that level to even know that right now. You got to take time to get to that point.
And sometimes you feel like, what you're teaching, they're going to automatically go back and create their own little, their own little group with that, So it's like you're kind of careful. Like, they don't give you a pearl to swine.
Yeah, definitely. I try not to. I find myself, slipping sometimes. It's just like, oh, damn, I think I gave him a little too much.
So true.
Any more else to add?
No, I thought it was a great movie as far as the messages that it brought forth. I definitely, like I said, I want to go see it again with a more critical eye, and but I just think overall it's a positive movie.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to my friend. He's Irish, and he lives out here. He lives in Brooklyn, but he's been in Brooklyn his whole life, and he didn't really know his family in Ireland. And I remember one summer he went to Ireland, and he learned about his family, just basically like his family name, and basically like the people around in the community, they're telling about his family, how they used to protect the queen and all this stuff, and they used to rob people and all this stuff, and he kind of felt, even though he didn't do anything, he kind of felt empowered in a way, just like he was attached to these people going around telling him about his lineage, his people and the people that he comes from. And I feel like that kind of plays with the movie Black Panther too, how it empowers people to feel like they're a part of that community, like that's something that they can definitely relate to, and they feel empowered by watching this movie as well. Yeah, it was a great movie. I gotta watch it again. Yeah, I gotta watch it a second time. I gotta watch it a third time.
Well, I think that wraps up. Thank you for listening to us, and I'll catch you guys later. Like, share, and subscribe, and tweet us or email us if you have any more questions, or if you like this, or you want any more thoughts about us. Peace, more thoughts about us. Peace, more thoughts about us. Peace, more thoughts.